just wanted to share the vision of God that I had when I was about 19 or 20 years old. I saw Jesus standing in front of me. He was wearing a white cloak. He was standing what looked like just a few feet away. He had been at a distance, and from a distance, I just kind of saw what looked like almost like a statue. And then as I got closer and closer to Jesus, I could make out more of his face and his features, and his eyes and his face. He looked human. He looked like a normal human being, but there was something. It was like something inside of him. It was like the whole power of the universe was emanating from him. And he seemed to be just fully immortal, fully self-contained. It was like a being who was eternal and fully self-contained, and having no death, having no concept of boredom, no concept of like infinite creativity. And from seeing that, it just it's drawn me more and more into. That's why I keep talking about the wellspring and love 24/7 and infinite creativity, because that's what I felt, and that's what I sensed. It was like his being was pure, the purest imaginable, like a life-giving water, like a river, and then also at the same time was like fire. On the inside was like this containing fire. It was like water and fire combined. I remember thinking that in my head, and I was like it was hard for me to see his full glory and the full presence. I saw Jesus from a distance, and he kind of looked, almost shaded. It was almost like a shaded face. And as I got closer, I could see more of like the kind of the aura, the glory within his countenance and his face. And as I got even closer, I saw this glory cloud around him, like a white glory cloud, kind of emanating from all around him. And then the kind of like as I got even closer, it was like his body even it disappeared. His body was just like gone, and it had disappeared, and it was just the glory cloud that I saw toward the end of the dream. It was like layers of understanding and realization that were going on, and it's like he was showing me this all at one time, but it took me years to process this and start to figure this out and start to understand this. I didn't know. All I knew at the time was more kind of just the religious concept of Jesus, the image of Jesus, but I was being drawn in closer and closer in the dream, and I felt so compelled to just be in his presence, 24/7. I felt this extreme, like, emanating love, and at the same time, like fear. Like I felt that it's like, it's hard to describe in words what I was sensing and feeling from this experience. But it was a really powerful dream and powerful vision that I had. And in the dream, there was like, I remember seeing like a table in front of him, and there was objects on the table, like religious objects, and it was like the gateways to, like gateways into religious denominations that are, Christian, that are, called Christian. And it was like as I was being drawn in closer and closer, it was like behind the table was Jesus's actual being, and behind that was the actual presence of the Holy Spirit, and then behind that, kind of surrounding that, was the Father. And it was like this, like, multiple layers of being, and I couldn't understand it at the time. I still didn't fully understand it, but yeah, it brought me a lot of revelation throughout my life since I saw that vision, and it's still continuing to draw me in to this day.